It was March 8, 2014 when a Malaysian airline took off from Kuala Lumpur but did not reach its destination Beijing. Till date no one knows where this aeroplane went, but after 8 years there was a hope that where this aeroplane is now. Welcome to Facty Videos. This was on March 8, 2014 when a Malaysian airline flight MH370 was scheduled to fly from Kuala Lumpur to Beijing. This flight had 2 pilots, 10 cabin crew and 227 passengers, and most of the passengers were from China. Both of the pilots were highly experienced, of which 53 years old Captain Zahri Ahmad Shah had 33 years of flight experience, while 27 years old co-pilot Tariq Abdul Hamid was a junior pilot with 7 years of flight experience. This plane was 11-year-old Boeing 777 with no mechanical and technical problems. The point is that it was perfectly a normal flight between Malaysia and China that flew for 5 hours and 34 minutes daily, from Malaysia to China or from China back to Malaysia. Of course, flight MH370 was only supposed to fly for 5 hours and 34 minutes, but it was overfueled before the takeoff, allowing it to fly for 7 hours and 41 minutes, 2 hours more than its need. It is also a routine practice for airlines to do this, that the plane has extra fuel in case it diverted due to bad weather or emergency.
Delivery Malaysia 370, good morning.
Malaysia 370, standby. Malaysia 370, request level.
370, we are ready, requesting flight number 350 to Beijing.
It was March 2014 at 12:42. Flight MH370 routinely take off from Kuala Lumpur with the first pilot Captain Zahri in direct contact with Kuala Lumpur Air Traffic Control Tower. As soon as the plane took off, it turned its direction towards South China Sea, and exactly 20 minutes later at 1:09 am, the transponder on the plane sent its current location to the radar of the Kuala Lumpur Air Traffic Control Tower. This is automatic function of transponder which sent its current location detail to nearest radar. So far everything was going according to routine. Exactly 10 minutes later at 1:19 am when the flight MH370 left Malaysian air jurisdiction and headed into Vietnam's air jurisdiction, Kuala Lumpur Air Control Tower made contact with the pilot for the last time and spoke these words.
Malaysian 370. Malaysian 370, contact Ho Chi Minh 120.999.
Good night, Malaysian 370.
This meant that flight MH370 should now contact with the control tower of Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam. The first pilot, Captain Zahri, heard this message and responded to it.
Good night, Malaysian 370.
Neither the control tower knew, and probably not even Captain Zahri, that his good night message was going to be last message received from MH370. This was the time when the flight had taken off, and now 37 minutes had passed. It is normal that aeroplane is in contact with the air traffic control tower of any major airports until it's reached its destination. Everything that was going normal started to become abnormal. Yes, exactly after 3 minutes of his last message at 1:21, the aeroplane has disappeared from both Kuala Lumpur and Ho Chi Minh Air Traffic Control Tower radar. It was perfectly normal for the Kuala Lumpur tower as they assumed that MH370 has entered Vietnam airspace. That's why the plane has disappeared from their radar. But the control tower at Ho Chi Minh saw flight MH370 disappearing from their radar. They felt something is wrong. He contacted the captain, but no one answered him. For the next 18 minutes, Ho Chi Minh Tower tried to contact MH370, but there was still no response from the captain. And then the Ho Chi Minh Air Traffic Control Tower contacted the Kuala Lumpur Air Traffic Control Tower and updated them with the situation. Now normally in this condition, the rescue center has to be informed within 1 hour. But Kuala Lumpur Control Tower informed the Rescue Coordination Center after 4 hours, and then it was too late. It was 6:15 in the morning, and that was the time when MH370 was supposed to land in Beijing. But no good news came from there either. Well, at 6:32 a.m. in the morning, a search operation was started at the exact place where the aeroplane was disappeared from the radar. In this search operation, 32 ships, 28 aircrafts from 7 countries searched the flight MH370 between the Gulf of Thailand and South China Sea. But unfortunately, no traces of the aeroplane was found. And by that time, TV news, websites and social media were all showing the same news. And if the aeroplane had crashed in the sea in this area, then something should have been floating on the water. This search operation continued for 4 days, but no good news came from there. But on 4th day, a news came that shocked the entire rescue operation team. At 1:21 a.m., when flight MH370 disappeared from civilian radar. But on Malaysian military radar, it continued to show for next 1 hour. After disappearing from the civilian radar, the plane started to go right for a few minutes, and then take a U-turn and headed back to Malaysia. After 31 minutes, the plane crossed the Penang city of Malaysia and then headed to Malacca Strait.
The last time flight MH370 was detected at this point in the Indian Ocean, as far as military radar was concerned.
After that, flight MH370 was not shown on military radar, nor on any civilian radar. The entire rescue team and everyone connected with the aeroplane were just trying to figure out where this aeroplane went. One thing was even more disturbing, that why aeroplane made a U-turn and exact opposite direction of Beijing. The rescue team, which was earlier searching for the aeroplane between Gulf of Thailand and South China Sea, has now started searching in this part of Indian Ocean. But surprisingly, no traces of aeroplane was found in Indian Ocean. After a few days, another news came and it changed the whole scenario once again. It turns out that the aeroplane disappeared from military radar at 2:22 a.m. but there was a satellite with which the aeroplane was in constant contact. This is normal for aeroplanes. When their own communication system goes down for some reason, they try to connect to the satellite. The aeroplane tried to connect the satellite named MRSAT after every hour, which was 35,000 km away. With the help of saved data on this satellite, experts performed a complex calculation, and finally the next move of flight MH370 found out. It was found out that after disappearing from military radar, the Malaysian aircraft took a turn again and continued to fly over the Indian Ocean in the same direction for next 5 hours. In the morning at 5:19 a.m., the aeroplane tried to connect the satellite for the last time. And this was the last signal received from MH370, since the plane did not contact any other satellite, and the aeroplane did not even show on any other radar. For the first time when the rescue team started searching the aeroplane, that time the aeroplane was actually flying, but its location was far away. Experts and investigation team believe that 2,000 km west of Australia, the plane lost its connection with satellite after reaching this curve at the corner of Indian Ocean, meaning that when the aeroplane took off from Kuala Lumpur, it took the aeroplane 8 hours to reach this point. The highlighted portion of Indian Ocean is larger than the whole India. A deep sea search operation launched here to find MH370. It was necessary to find the aeroplane and its black box, because to find out what was happening in the aeroplane before the crash. The search for the aeroplane went for many years, but no traces of aeroplane were found. After 3 years, the deep sea operation was finally called off. and which more than $160 million had been spent. No traces of the aeroplane was found during this search operation. But in 2015, 1 year after the disappearance of the plane, right flaperon of the plane floated to the shore of Reunion Island. Flaperon is the part of aeroplane which is used during landing time. When a research was conducted on this flaperon, another terrifying fact was revealed. Experts believe that the flaperon was not extended when MH370 crashed into water. Over the next several years, many more pieces of the aeroplane was found on the coast of Africa. But so far the aeroplane and its passenger has not been found. Some investigators suspect that the plane was hijacked, while others believe that the plane crashed due to an electrical failure. 8 years after the disappearance of MH370 in February 2022, a hope of finding the plane rise again. Richard Goffrey, a British retired aerospace engineer, claimed to have determined the plane's exact location through vague signal propagation analysis. And surprisingly, the pinpoint location mentioned by Richard Goffrey is also the same curved area of the Indian Ocean where the plane was lost. Richard believes that the missing Malaysian airline plane still exists 4,000 meters below the surface of the ocean. This is the same depth in which Titanic ship was found in 1985 after 74 years of efforts. Only time will tell whether a new search operation will be launched to find the plane or not. If you liked the video, then subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching.